Warning, this video features a discussion about adult content on media distribution sites and how they're taking away your ability to consent to seeing it or not. I don't show any of the content, but I do describe it in detail. If you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. I want to eat spaghetti off of a silver play button, and I only have 74,000 subs to go. Howdy, Earthlings! A couple of days ago, I was hanging out with my wife in bed. I was half awake when I heard her blasting a TikTok at full volume, even though she could see I was trying to sleep. I don't use TikTok much. I used to, but ever since they banned me from streaming because I was talking about LGBT subjects on the stream there, I haven't used it much. If they don't want me there, I won't be there. After a couple minutes, it said my stream was ended, and I was banned for about 2 days from streaming. I looked into it and I found out that it's happened to others, like Indie Alpaca. So yeah. I don't use TikTok for that reason, but every so often, I'll watch them with my wife. So she scrolls through for about a minute. It's the usual stuff. Streamer does something funny, someone talking about the pirate software situation, but has no attachment or investment in that pirate software situation, so they're just doing it because they want attention and clicks too. Then she scrolls into one that has a filter. It was a guy laying on his back with a filter that entirely blacks out his body, then highlights the edges of his body with a rainbow line. It pans over, and bam, a dude is sitting there with his massive hog, pounding on that thing like he's trying to restart its heart. Since the filter was there, you couldn't see any of the flesh color, but that outline was heavily detailed, leaving nothing to the imagination. His anaconda not only wanted some, but it was showing every single wrinkle, and his hand wrapped around it while he was strangling it. It was detailed enough of an outline that I could see that bro's Woody had a hoodie still. I know it's against the rules for that content to be there, and she knows it's against the rules too, and yet it's still there. She doesn't watch this stuff, she doesn't like guys, but I know she definitely watches a lot of women in cute clothes, so maybe that's somehow connected. This was her For You page though, so she wasn't scrolling through something with an NSFW tag. We keep going, and just 2 more scrolls later, and there's a furry artist drawing Toriel. I mean, what else would they draw? She was already fully lined, and she was in a pose with her arms up, turned to the side, and everything was allowed to hang. You couldn't see anything below the breast. So the artist starts to reveal the colors and paints on some shading, and starts with the face. About halfway through, and bam, you see an entire close-up of her breast uncensored. Now, I'm someone who believes that there isn't anything inherently sexual about the human form. It's about the context that the body parts and body is being used in. Breasts are food first. It's humans that made them sexual. But the context is what matters here. This was porn. The artist continues to color and shade, and we see full booty cheeks slapping around. Then the video ends, and I ask her, why didn't you report it? She said, because TikTok moderation is bad. I imagine so. With the amount of videos that get sent out daily, they can't possibly respond to every single ticket. That made me realize how big of a problem TikTok has with consent. The entire basis of the platform and its design strips people's ability to consent away from them. When you upload a video to TikTok, it uses the tags and content of the video to find people to recommend it to, but it primarily relies on trends and music to do so, a holdover from their days as Musical.ly. You can test this for yourself. Upload a video from the PC app where you can't add music, and you won't get any views. Then upload the same video from your mobile device and pick any track, and suddenly it gets lots of views. So then it gets recommended to people, and by recommended I mean it gets forced into people's feed with no choice on whether they agree to seeing that content or not. Some will say, TikTok has an algorithm though, but an algorithm has to build over time for the person watching it and the person uploading it, and even then, it's not always on point. And still, a person is allowed to give consent and retract it at any point that they want. Just because I browse a lot of nudity one day doesn't mean I want to see it every day. So because of the way the algorithm works, if an account is new, TikTok's just gonna upload it and throw random darts at people and see what hits, and then decide whether or not the video is something that they want to recommend to more people or what kind of people they want to recommend the video to. I used to use TikTok, and I have an example of my own personal experience for you too. I was scrolling one day, and in my feed is an old woman, like incredibly old, and she was in a bikini dancing in a sexual manner while her pendulous form swung asynchronously from her body. This was my 3rd week using the platform, and up until that point, my entire feed was furries doing VR chat memes and gaming clips. So while I can't 100% guarantee that my wife doesn't watch dudes cranking it on TikTok, I can promise you that I prefer women closer to my age than to the grave. I don't have an issue with nudity, porn, or adult content at all, really. I have an issue with the lack of consent. In these situations, we were given no choice over what we were shown, and with how the platform grows its algorithm for you, we may have made it worse for ourselves. See, if you don't like something, you might swipe away. But if I'm shocked and surprised, I might rewind to make sure I saw what I think I saw. I didn't rewatch the Crypt Keeper busting it down sexual style. I swiped away pretty quickly on that one. Her lighting was more than good enough that I realized what was going on immediately, but with the dude jerking it, we had to rewind to make sure we saw what we actually saw. It looked like he might have been jerking off, but he also could have been playing with a banana in a sock, a dildo, or a really wrinkly pug. So we rewatched it, and now thanks to that, it counts as more than 100% watch time, and it tells TikTok that we want to see that guy gripping more pugs with force. This is my big problem with the platform, and YouTube has a similar problem. I personally get punished very severely because TikTok thinks LGBT content is adult content, when all I said was gay a couple of times. But a dude can crank it as long as he has a filter on. Porn artists can show themselves drawing porn, and others can dance in tiny clothes, or in clothes so small that they entirely disappear when worn. I've even seen a video where a woman pulls up her thong, and you can see the thong entirely disappear into her ass. It's her choice to wear that sort of thing, and she should be allowed to wear it if she wants to. But it is not my choice to be shown it. That's what I'm talking about. Both of us gotta consent to it. You consent to wearing it, I consent to seeing it or not. I did not. YouTube does this too. You've no doubt seen some very adult-oriented ads on the platform. There are several games with ads that censor, or don't censor, and are allowed to run ads. YouTube ignores them because they make them money. But those ads don't give viewers the ability to consent to seeing that content. People have to click on my video or my stream to see it. The ads just play. If I played one of those games that are from the ads in my videos, those videos would be marked as adult content, and the video would get demonetized. They say advertisers don't want to put ads on adult content because they don't want their product shown to objectionable content. But what about me? What if I don't want my content next to the ass and titty gallery of Nikkei Goddess of Victory? Decent game, by the way, love shooters. But still, crappy that they can run ads on my stuff, but I can't play their game without demonetization. Maybe I'm 34, and I don't know what adult content means. I mean, hey, I've only been an adult for 16 years, what do I know? But I feel like there's an uneven application in the rules here. The thing is when it's a stream or a YouTube video, you have the right to consent. I never take that from you. You read the title, you see the thumbnail, and they tell you what the video is about. You get to choose whether or not you watch it. Then while the video plays, you have up to a minute of an intro where I tell you what the video is about. So you have plenty of time to click off. Same with a stream. Thumbnail, description, title, and on TikTok you have a trailer for the stream that you can upload. You can also check my profile before clicking on any of those, so you can see that I'm an LGBT person, and that subject might pop up in the video. But a TikTok or YouTube short doesn't let you or give you the chance to consent to any of this content. You swipe, and it shows it immediately. Maybe the person is nice like the Toriel artist person, where they waited a few seconds before they showed the whole titty, but in most cases, it's immediately showing the adult content. The uploader uploads it, it gets put in a feed, and someone sees it. Obviously the issue is children being shown stuff that could traumatize them, like those videos on TikTok a while back of reenactments of cartel murders or factory incidents. At least those aren't the real thing and are usually done in Roblox. Either way, the viewer doesn't get to consent to this being put in their feed. A child can be shown all sorts of crazy stuff, especially on Instagram Reels. But everyone should be allowed to consent to what they're shown. And it's not just children. Consent is a basic right that everyone should be allowed to have. You should never have to see something you don't want to. Social media at large takes away the basic right from us, and no one really talks about how fucked up that is. Thanks for watching. This was a little rant that I wanted to talk about. I was working on a video for a different channel about how the Switch eShop sucks now, and how it's filled with hentai games and how we aren't given the ability to filter them out. Then I saw the Peanuts video in my wife's feed, and it reminded me of my Minecraft skeleton old lady incident, and I wanted to share it. It sucks that we gave social media so much power over our lives that they can choose to ruin our day in an instant with gore, unwanted sex, and more. It seems like the only way that you can consent to what you see is by choosing not to log on. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other commentary videos like the time a company tried to pay me in sex toys on the end card. Let's thank the supporters now. People like you help make videos like this so awesome. So thanks to the supporters who buy merch like my keychains, donate on Patreon, and supers and members on YouTube. By being a patron or a member, you get your name in the credits. I'll also be doing special bonus videos for patrons as soon as I figure out what I'm going to do for those. This video started as one, and it was ad-free on both Patreon and YouTube members. So thanks again to Taito Phoenix, Aspirin Artist, Paper, Faye Penguin, Momentary Unicorn, Aurora the Puppy Moth, Sly, Nat, Marius, Yini, Worm Syrup, Rask, Ver, Beef, Sly again, Colorado Blue, Vaderson, Linky, Splackjack, Willie P, Baxter Bunny, and Melting Brick. I'll see you all later. I have to go say gay on TikTok again to make sure that ban stays active.